What's up, YouTubers? Welcome back. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Wildcat ATV from JOYTOY. And this is in the 1/18 scale. The front of the box shows a gray ATV, but the ATV inside is actually the tan ATV. On top of the box it says scale 1/18 Wildcat ATV. Same thing on the bottom of the box. Side of the box actually says JOYTOY. And if I flip the box around, you can actually see an unpainted exploded view of the actual ATV that's inside. And I guess those are the instructions on how to put it together. If you like to keep this in a box and put it on the shelf and display it like this, go for it. But I'm going to open it up and we'll check it out. Alright, I've gone ahead and taken everything out of the box and laid it on the table. Inside was the actual ATV and some random accessories over here. We'll take a look at those first. And there's two of these green ammo type boxes with the first aid symbol on one side. A little bit of detail on the top. And on both ends is actually detailed handles. And on the opposite side of the box there's a cautionary decal that they have applied. And there's two of those, like I said. Next we'll take a look at this. This is the actual post or mount for the gun. This has some detail on it. You'll notice right here, if I can get it in view, there's a handle right here, and that's a faux handle to actually raise and lower the actual tube that the gun sits on. A couple of posts on the bottom to attach to the back of the ATV. And lastly, we'll look at the gun. Now this is a Gatling gun. Dark gray with some silver wash on it. Nice highlights as you can see, and you can see the barrel end with all the munitions that'll pour out of this thing. On the bottom you'll see this pivot point with the post, and that actually lets the gun raise up and down or point up and down. On the back of the gun you can see a scope or a viewfinder on top with a couple of handles underneath that for the figure to hold on to. And if I flip it up like this, you can actually see the belt-fed ammunition right here. Now the barrel of this is not articulated at all, it's one solid piece. And the only hinge point is the underside, which mounts on the post to allow you to point the gun up and down. Let's take a look at the ATV next. Let me bring the box in and we'll look at the instructions on the back. And we'll see if we can't get all these parts on the ATV. So I think we'll start with the post right here. And you can see that the post just plugs in right here. Next we'll take the gun and you'll take that port right there, put it on the peg. That goes on relatively easily, and this actually allows you to rotate the gun 360 degrees, just like on the box. And of course you'll have to turn the figure around while seated to aim the gun. Next we're going to take the two ammo boxes, or first aid boxes, and I'm wondering if these will actually go in these two portholes right here. Let me try. Let me turn it this way so we can get a better look at it. It looks like it might line up. Unfortunately it doesn't. Let me give it one more. No. Unfortunately, you got to follow the instructions and put the boxes on like this. Just like the instructions on the back of the box. And these peg in relatively easily. They're nice and snug and nothing's going to fall out. Let me move the box out of the way and we'll actually look at the ATV itself. First thing I notice is the dirty tires. And I really love how these have that dirt on them, that wash. These are solid plastic and they're not rubbery. You notice the two red roll bars on the side to keep the driver on. Looking at the front, I really love how they got these clear plastic headlights. Great looking detail on that, and the hood of course. Real mean looking front end on this thing. You can see the treads on the tires. Turn it to this side. You can see the word punishment on the front quarter. JOYTOY has to write those words somewhere on all their vehicles, I guess, right? Fantastic detail on this side. And let's take a look at the back side, and right off the bat I noticed these tail lights have a red glow to them. There must be some red sticker of some type back there, because if you tip them up they're clear, but when I aim them like this it looks like they're glowing red. That's a pretty great detail. Let's look at the top of the ATV. You can see all the fantastic detail with the brush bar on top. The handlebar is actually articulated, so it goes left and right a little bit. Nice detail on that. Accurately molded seat and some really aggressive foot pads to keep the figure on. Really great detail on this ATV, and I wasn't sure what to expect, but I'm really impressed. I love the wash and the two-tone paint and all the colors that are on this thing. And looking at the back, you see how clear that is back there? And what they did is, I can now see they actually painted a red ring inside the lens to give it that full red glow. Really pretty cool. I went ahead and just grabbed a random figure from my diorama in the background here and put it on the ATV so we can get a feel as what a figure's going to look like on this thing. As you can see, he's holding onto that handlebar nice and tight. He is not falling off. He fits on this thing absolutely perfectly. I did want to show you the underside of this. I missed the yellow shocks. Those are rigid so that they don't spring up and down at all, and they actually have a brush bar on the bottom. Great looking paint detail and wash down here, and they didn't skimp on details 1 inch on this vehicle. This thing rolls really nice on this hard desk, and I don't see this thing having any problem rolling on a carpet or even outside. I went ahead and took the figure and turned him around 180 degrees and put his hands on the actual handles of the gun. You can see he's holding on to that gun, no problems at all. He's not falling off, and he's actually looking into that viewfinder and aiming this gun down range, getting ready to take out some of the bad guys. Just another option for him to hold the gun in this direction, and I'll spin it like this so you can get a better look. We'll wrap up this video by doing some comparisons, and I figured I'd bring in a couple of mechs. Right here's the Battle for the Stars 9th Legion Fear mech. And we can't forget the original, very first 1/18 scale mech, the Freeman. This gives you a really good idea of how this thing scales with the figure and some of the random size mechs that JOYTOY offers. My final thoughts? Absolutely amazing. This fantastic little ATV is loaded to the gills with paint apps and detail. JOYTOY knocked it out of the park once again. They also released this in an entire gray color, and I went ahead and ordered it, so once it arrives we'll do a comparison video too. If you have the means, go ahead and pick this up and add this to your JOYTOY army. You will not be disappointed. And as always, if you like what you see, join the community. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and why not hit that bell for future notifications of upcoming videos. There's definitely plenty of JOYTOY videos coming your way. Don't forget to help a fellow collector out and share your knowledge.